One of the most recent blog posts we wrote for SAV-EDGE marketing was about TikTok falling in love with soap operas again. And, you know, for those of us that grew up taking sick days and watching Days of Our Lives and...
No, you did that?
Yeah, brother, that and, like, Maury. I liked a little bit of drama and then even more drama sprinkled on top. But we know, like, soap operas and drama and just those kind of, like, ongoing storylines that never end, they pull you in.
Yeah.
And so apparently, currently, TikTok is really digging back into mini dramas. So brands are creating characters and storylines that they can continue every week or, you know, even a few times a week. And we just touched in our blog on how that could be kind of positive for brands because it gives you familiar faces, it gives you a familiar storyline that you can follow along with, and it keeps people captivated if you do it right.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's interesting. I think we need to go back in a little bit of why you skipped school for Maury, but that's a conversation for later.
My mom is cool.
I think this is really cool because, you know, we talk a lot about humanity, you know, and being like your competitive advantage at this point in the game is being not even authentic, but just like being real.
Yeah.
And having real people on your social doing real shit. But when I hear this and I'm thinking of somebody who's like, great, this is awesome, let's be unique. Is there a large production for this? So like what you're seeing, what is it only for brands who can produce something of high production value? Is it something that you're overthinking it? You know, what makes it a mini drama? And I would argue you don't need a whole production crew. You just need a good script.
Yep.
You know, you need to invest some into...
Absolutely. You can't...
Yeah.
You can't have... you know, a dark janitor's closet and you're like, all right, cool, this should do the trick with fluorescent lighting. But I think as long as you're unique, creative, and I think the biggest key is having fun with it. You know what I mean? Like if it's supposed to be serious, sure, but a lot of the ones that I've found that I find entertaining are it's real life, it's authenticity, but it's also fun. And you feel like you're just watching your friends making a series. It feels like you're watching The Office, like you're watching something that's a comfort show.
Okay, so these aren't, just in case somebody's still kind of confused on what mini drama means or a content series, because we heard of content series before. It's a recurring theme of content that you're putting out on your social media. But when you say mini drama, is this vlog? Is this real life tea, you know, and the problems of everyday life? Or are these scripted fictional characters? You know, how do you explain that?
I think it's a blanket. I think predominantly what I was reading is it's meant to leave you on a little bit of a cliffhanger, so it doesn't necessarily have to be scripted in the way that, like, The Office wasn't always scripted. But there was always a situation, and, you know, I saw one from a group of girls that are doing a day in the life at the office, but every day there's a new scenario or a new client thing. So I think you really can bring it back to what's going on in your business or brand. I know we have talked about creating mini dramas for a client where we invest characters and it is a little bit more scripted.
Which we are doing that. Can't wait.
I know.
I'm so excited.
It was a little salt-based sprinkle.
It's not out yet, so.
But I mean, you know, we're doing that where it's more scripted, but we know it's going to kind of go off the hinges anyway. But I think the important thing is what this article that I read said is that you really want to have familiar faces. You really want to have a storyline that people can follow, but you can still jump in. You know, that's where I think content creators thrive is you may have been watching them for months or you may just jump in, but you're like, oh, this was funny and engaging and I liked it. But it also leaves something to be desired. There's a reason why you might want to watch more. You know?
Now, I think one thing that could be an important takeaway, and there's so much to unpack here, but when we say mini drama, and I'm thinking of a client that's a product or a service or a bar or like an entertainment venue, right?
Yeah.
We're not really, I think it's important to know you're not selling the venue.
Right.
The world is happening at your venue, at your restaurant.
It's to build familiarity and connection.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So if you ever go somewhere where that restaurant or venue is, you're like, oh, I watch these guys. It's almost like taking Selling Sunset, because, everybody goes to where that office is. And they're like, oh, yeah. Like, every time I go on Instagram, all my friends that come to visit from other places are like, oh, we stopped here. Because you feel like you know those people in that place. Or, with our beverage client, you see it in store and you're like, oh, man, I love the content.
Did you see that protest they were doing for an
that's
espresso
hilarious.
martini emoji?
I love them. I want to support I want to support them.
Yeah.
So I guess to sum up, a mini drama is meant to bring you in, keep you there, but also familiarize you with a brand without necessarily shoving it down your throat.
And you're creating these scenarios, these scripts. Like, these can be you're staging. Okay. So if somebody's like, this is great, I love that it allows me to do something unique, right? So kind of here's the mini drama. What are some steps people can take and overcome some of these hurdles? So when I say hurdle, I mean production. Do I need a whole production crew? How do I script these? What if my employees don't want to be on camera? Like, how can we work around this? And I want to hear your thoughts. I think right away, everyone has an iPhone. Buy a fucking light. There you go. And a microphone. Okay? It's a $300 investment. Okay?
But you'll
do
use
it
so many times.
Yeah, or hire an agency for more and we'll do it for you. But if you're really like, let's just try this, get a light or shoot next to a window, bust out your phone. For scripting, I guess we can talk a little bit about how we came up with the sitcom for our client. Video hasn't come out yet, but
work in progress.
Yeah. But I think we did utilize AI, but we kind of had the concept amongst ourselves.
We had the concept, and there was a girl that we pulled from who plays all the characters. She's mom, she's dad, she's sister, she's best friend. And I think we pulled from that, which is authentic. That's people. And then we plugged it into AI to help us a little bit. But I also think once we got the characters, it was easy to create personalities and script for them.
Yeah.
So as soon as you know what a person's purpose is in this script or production, it's like, who would that person be?
Yeah. So kind of what we did is we said we want to do a sitcom. We already knew we wanted a sitcom. We knew we wanted characters. And we kind of talked what these personas were.
Yep.
Like you and I kind of brainstormed like, oh, this would be a good persona. This person embodies that. And then we used ChatGPT to kind of feed it. Here's our sitcom. Here's the premise. Here's our characters and the personas.
Yep.
And then we fed it real life scenarios to help flesh out the script. Because we're not screenwriters. Like, no, we're not. That's utilizing a tool.
Absolutely. And then from there, we would go off, and it was almost like ad lib.
Yeah.
What would this person say? What would this person say? But if you don't want to do that, if you can feed everything into a tool, you're not being inauthentic. You're not relying solely on it to create it for you, but you're utilizing, hey, like, what can you turn this into a super easy script?
Yeah, and then you can kind of tweak it from there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I think it's great. That's a good example of AI working with you.
I agree. And to answer your point about if people don't want to be in it, I've worked for plenty of brands and businesses where the staff don't want to be in it.
We come across that all the time.
And, if you have a social marketing team, 90% of the time they're used to being in front of a camera or talking, so you can utilize them. If the budget calls for it, there's always people that you can hire.
Or do it yourself.
I was going to say, or do it yourself.
Yeah.
You just have to have one or two people that are willing to be in front of a camera. We're going to play 7 different characters.
Yeah. Just change
wigs
your hat.
and outfits.
Yeah. I really love this topic because it allows you to be so creative. And here's another thing, too, you have to ask yourself, like, is this going to pay off? Is it really going to turn things around with our social content? Or am I just being cheap? Because if it's to the point where employees don't want to do it, well, then work out a deal with an employee.
Yes.
To be like, here, I'm going to, you can clock out at this time, or I'm going to pay you a little bit more to do this. Like, strike that deal. There's nothing wrong with that. Because honestly, if I was an employee and I was being asked to do my work and I'm busy, plus that, I've been like, no, I'm not, I don't have time for that.
And this was a real thing that happened at a previous job. And, you know, there is such a thing as being burnt out and overworked, and then all of a sudden you have to be on camera. So I encourage companies to say, hey, I'll give you a half day, or could you come in and I'll pay you?
Yeah.
Utilize your staff, because they're the people that people see. They're the people that people interact with. So if they also recognize them on camera, who knows? You go viral for one thing, and people want to go see so-and-so who makes the pastries.
You do. So we have a term for that. It's called EGC, employee generated content. So you're kind of utilizing the staff to help tell the story. And honestly, in a lot of cases, it's more powerful than UGC.
100%. Think of all the companies that have blown up, and it's because that one bartender is amazing at what they do, and now people go to see them specifically.
Yeah, we did that with our hotel client.
See?
The bartender has so much charisma, and he's on the billboard, and all the ladies love him.
See?
So now you bet your ass we're like, hey, we're gonna make some videos with you.
Businesses, don't be cheap. Pay your employees to be on screen for you.
Yeah, or just like strike some kind of deal.
Yeah.
Or some work with them to kind of build them up. Or do it yourself, or ask your dog. I don't know, but give it a go.